You've been warned, all right? Let's move forward amicably.
For decades now, and we are gonna fight back.
Ladies, if you get pregnant, run on down to the abortion clinic and have that little bastard suck my dick.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In the second part of this video, we got a email from Andre. Andre gives us good topics. Andre says, what do you think about Roe versus Wade? Well, that's caused some controversy. First of all, people are freaking out for really, honestly, not really any reason at all. They're not getting rid of Roe versus Wade.
They're not getting rid of abortion.
Abortion,
They're just giving the power back to the states.
Right.
So that they can vote whether they really want, the people want it in the state or not. Which is where it should be.
It was, right, because if your state is majority,
Texas doesn't want abortion, they should have
abortion. So I don't know what the big deal is.
They're not getting rid of abortion, though. If you live in New York or LA, a really blue state, I mean,
you can still
you
get
have
an
them on
abortion.
every corner. Like, I think there'll be less abortions.
Yeah.
For sure. And that to me is a good thing. So, I mean.
Well, yeah, if it's harder to, yes, exactly. If it's more red tape. But, I think because the whole point of the Roe versus Wade, it was for a woman's right to choose to have an abortion without having government interference, I guess severe government interference. So that was the point of it. Right, yeah. Because what it was like, but before that it was being done illegally and in basements somewhere. So now there's doctors out here that just perform it. And now, okay, so this is so I feel like this is going to be a little more of a personal conversation because I personally would not get an abortion. I don't believe in abortions. So yeah. Now we have stated this before on a previous video, a couple of them where we talked about when we realized we were more conservative than we were liberal. I think that what was happening is that I didn't want to interfere with someone's right to choose either. But then I just realized that there are preventative measures before you make the step to getting an abortion. Yeah. Okay. Now, obviously, in the case of rape, incest, these types of things, it was not your choice to get pregnant if that's what happened. If you got.
I mean, if you get raped, I guess I understand. The psychological part of you might make you want to do that. Yeah. But there are a lot of women who have been raped and this has happened. They've come forward and said that they don't believe that you should have an abortion. That they had their kids and they gave it up for adoption because they didn't feel like they wanted to keep their rapist.
They weren't connected to their child because of it.
So I understand that, but a lot of women who have been which
many have kept their children.
Most of the women who are getting abortions are not rape and incest. It's actually not that big. I don't know the statistics on that, but I do know that the majority of women are just having frivolous sex.
So when I talk about abortion, I'm going to set aside the rape incest situation for a minute, and I'm talking about the majority of this. The majority of people, as Kara said, are women who are having casual sex. I'm not calling women sluts. I'm just saying that this is how this is how it's happening. And so I think that there should be preventative measures for you. For those women, you could not have sex,
which is always
an option. You can wait until you get married. There's an option. That way you have, if you get pregnant, at least you have the help or whatever. Because what normally happens with abortions, people who get abortions, it's the financial thing. So the first thing that women go to is the financial part of it. Oh, I financially cannot take care of this child. I financially do not have, I want this child to, I don't want to bring a child into the world that cannot, I'm not going to be able to financially take care of.
Also, adoption is also a thing.
It's also an option. Yes, it's true.
There are, there are a lot of people who say, oh, but their kids sitting in adoption agencies until they're 18 and all this, but not babies. Babies are on a waiting list.
No, yeah.
There are people who wait 2-3 years to get a newborn.
They go faster.
They go very fast. I don't care what ethnic background it is. They are literally on waiting lists. I just, to me, I just think that unless you had like a miscarriage, I believe God really wanted you to have this child is meant to be here. I think when we start using words like clump of cells, it's a way of trying to keep you from believing that you're killing a baby.
Well, the guilt factor.
The guilt factor.
Yeah.
And it keeps you from feeling bad about doing something like that, you know. But look, I got attacked, and I did think that. What if I am?
Yeah.
What do you think? I said I would keep it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I would just give it up.
Right.
Because I didn't think that I could look at this kid and even though it's a child, it's not the child's fault. You know what I mean? But I just think that the trauma would just may have set in me. Yeah. You know what I mean? But look, I think that if you've been raped and you do it, I mean, that makes more sense to me than someone who's just had a party. Yeah. And, you know what I mean? At least there was some sort of a really hard decision or trauma that's why you did it. Yeah. But the idea that most women, almost all women are just women who are just having sex, and I think like especially when it comes to the women's liberation movement, it's just a way of making us more like men. Yeah. Because now we don't have to. Yeah, we can be sexual like men and nothing. We don't have to take any of the responsibility. I could never see myself having an abortion. Yeah. The idea of someone taking life out of me and then killing it. And then that's that I've never looked at abortion. I always looked at it like it was a murder to me. You know what I mean? Because it is because it's a baby. You know what I mean? Like I don't care what you want to call it. But it's just like once it reaches you to your egg. I mean, it is a baby. We all look like that. At one point, we all look like a clump of cells, and we wouldn't be here if we didn't have that beginning.
So in America, the legal limit, I guess, is 20 weeks. 20 weeks is a legal limit of the abortion. You can get an abortion. So anyways, so that's the biggest issue that everybody's having is when does life begin? Okay, so for me, I believe that life begins at conception. That's what I believe. Now, a lot of people and a lot of women have got, especially the ones that have already gotten an abortion, are feeling a different way. And I think, again, I personally feel that it's because they're feeling guilt. And it's easier for you to say that it's not real. It's just a clump of cells.
So, you know what I mean? It's just this idea of, and then I also think that you should have to watch abortions before you have one.
Yes, and other things that people
so you can see exactly what you're doing.
Because I never really even seen what they do or even heard of what they do until again talk to that guy about abortions, and it's a pretty horrific thing.
There's a chance that you can not have kids after that. Yeah. And then when you really want to have one, then you have that abortion. It's gonna come creeping up on you again. Like a lot of women who have had abortions have had a hard time having another one, not because they can't, but because they feel guilty. Yeah. Because they're keeping this one, but they had to get rid of that other one. You know what I mean?
Like I feel like the emotional part of it. I just feel like people should think more clearly about sex. You know what I mean?
I really watched Sex and the City, and they had this discussion about abortion because I believe that Miranda on the show Miranda got pregnant. Yeah. And Charlotte was trying to have a baby and was having a hard time. And then Carrie I had one, and then Samantha, I had two. See how they say it? Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like that. It's not a birth control pill. This isn't birth control. This is ending life. But do you see how they the way the show just kind of threw it out? I had one. I had two. Like, it's just a thing. Right. Like,
it's like people are not taking it seriously.
Right. Like, no. What do you mean? It's. You don't make a decision like that. These women who have 2 and 3 and 4 abortions, there's something's wrong with you. Right. And I think that there needs to be, you need to be talked to. Yeah. And no one needs to be eliminating your if they keep seeing you, or you're on some kind of file where your name or something, or your social security number or something keeps coming up, and you've had like 3, someone needs to stop you. Right. And say, okay, what's going on with you that you're just creating life and killing it?
That's true.
If you don't have money, then you need to keep your legs closed.
Well, using it as a birth control is what most people are doing. Human development begins after the union of a male and female gametes or germ cells during a process known as fertilization. So I agree with this. So when at conception a unique, distinct DNA is formed, right? That's what's happening there. So that would be life.
Right.
Okay. So, no arms, no legs. We get all that. Yeah, we understand that. But we really can't. I'm not sure if it's even a debate that that's life.
Yeah, but once I see, like,
you know what I mean.
The thing is once I see the heart beat, and I know something's in me.
Yeah.
Then that's my child.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yep. I agree.
And I don't, and all these women that are probably, you know, you guys, how can you do this? And women's right to choose. I'm not a feminist, okay? Mm-hmm. And look, I'm not even saying this on a biblical standpoint, because not everybody who is pro-life is religious.
You're right.
It's just, to me, you know what I mean? Let's call it what it is. Because, like, what's her name? That girl from, what's her name? Gothics. Mm-hmm. She said, "Why do we call it murder?" I bet you if you called it murder,
oh yeah, it's true,
instead of abortion.
What people would? I mean, what if it was?
Oh, you heard to murder your child today? Okay, a lot of women probably wouldn't do it, but but the wording, what she means to say by that is, it's the wording that helps you.
Yeah.
It's clump of cells. It's an abortion.
Mm-hmm. It's a zygote.
If we started naming it what it really is, a baby that you're killing.
Yeah. I mean, we call murder. Right. I mean, we call killing a human being murder. Right. So, when you take a life, it's called murder.
She was saying that what if we charged a lot?
Yeah.
Like $3,000-$4,000. Then women would make better choices with men.
Yeah.
Before they made that choice. It's an expensive choice.
Yeah.
If we made it an expensive choice, since it's already legal.
Right.
If we made it an expensive choice, would women be so quick to get drunk and go to a party and hang out with some guy they barely know? We were saying that about divorce. Mm-hmm. We're like, what if you couldn't get a divorce?
Right.
I bet people make better choices before they just throw a ring on, and a woman would not be just haphazardly saying yes.
Right.
If we knew that this was it, you can't legally ever leave this person. You know what I mean? And so the thing is like, I think because things are so relaxed sometimes, too laxed, that I think people make dumb decisions because they can get out of them quickly. Right. If they want. And there are some things, to me, like marriage and pregnancy, that need to be thought about before you just jump ship.
I agree.
Because it's uncomfortable, and you made a dumb decision, but it's just uncomfortable. And even if you're married and you guys can't afford this next baby.
Yeah. When you decide to have sex, you're making a huge decision. And
this is why we had a viewer that once said to us, this is why I said, remember we had a viewer that actually said to us, he was talking about having sex on the first date, or the second date or third date. How many dinners does a guy have to give you before you lay down and give it up to him? And he said, at some point, we're grown folks. I was like, okay. So this is the reason why I said is, yeah, I am grown, which is why I make smart decisions here. Yeah. If I don't like you, we're not going on a third date or a second date.
Because it's that mentality.
If I think I like you, then I will keep going out with you. But you don't get my body for dessert and dinner. Yeah. I'm giving you a lot more than you're really giving me. Yeah. Because if anything happens where we have a child, that's going to be a lot bigger bill. Yeah. Than that dinner you just bought. So let's just think about this for a minute. Just because you want to go sleep around and have sex and you thought that this was payment to get in bed with me, it's not. No. You know what I mean? This is why women should not just jump in bed with men. Because if you're not in love with him and he hasn't given you any kind of, you're stuck in a position. And if you're a guy and she decides to keep it, then now you got to pay child support. Well, see how these quick decisions can just ruin your life.
It's that mentality, though. It's the mentality of we're all adults here. We're all adults here. Like it doesn't matter. I mean, come on. If you're a certain age, sex is expected. I didn't say it's not. What I'm trying to say is that if it is expected with you and it's not expected with the other girl necessarily, then you might want to find a new one. You might want to find a new one. But it's the idea, it's the thought process of people before the abortion, before we even get there. We're not thinking about sex correctly. We have no sexual discipline. Sexual discipline these days is gone.
But this is what I'm saying. It even hurts men. Well, she should be on the pill. Well, what if she's not?
What if she's not?
What if she just lies to you? Yeah. Then you are caught up.
It might be better if you're just married to her.
It could be just better.
Maybe
Maybe she gets to know her, have a relationship with her. You know what I mean? Or if you feel like you don't have any connection with her, then maybe you should walk away. But the thing is like you said, women control sex, men control marriage, and so since we do pretty much control sex, because you can't enter us without without our permission. You know what I mean? Unless it is rape. But generally, you can't enter us. You can't access. You can't get our phone number. You can't have sex with us. You can't take us out on dinner unless we say yes. So to me, it is our responsibility to say no. If we do not know you that well, and we don't have any money, if we're a college student, if we are broke, if we're on assistance,
why are you doing this?
Why would you have sex if you can't afford a child?
I know someone right now that is without a home. You know what I mean? Hopping around, and she's trying to get pregnant. She has a boyfriend. They're trying to get pregnant. There's no stability in this person's life whatsoever right now, but trying to get pregnant. And I'm saying to her, why the hell are you trying to get pregnant? You know what I mean? Like we're not thinking about things before. And so when it escalates to the point where you get pregnant and then you're like, oh man, I wanted to go to college. I want to go to college. So I can't do this. I can't do the pregnancy and then the college thing. So I'm going to go ahead and eliminate the pregnancy. And then I'm talking to when really all you had to do before was just have some sexual discipline. Now, look, we're all human. I understand, guys. Look, don't do it. I understand that people make wrong decisions often. I understand that. We all have. Okay? But I think that when you know better, you do better. And so when you know better, when you make a mess up and you didn't get pregnant, and you're like, oh, God, you know, thank God that didn't happen. When you get to that point, that means that you know better now. So now the next step is to do better. So the next time you go out with someone and you're starting to like somebody, doing better means that you learn from that experience, which means you're not going to have frivolous, casual sex now, right? Because you want to go to college. You're not going to do it now, right? No, it's not what they're doing. They're still having frivolous sex, and then they're getting pregnant, and now they're wanting abortions. I know people have several abortions, and for birth control, you know.
I mean, I don't know who the celebrity was, but she got her Oscar or something, and she got on stage and said, had I not had an abortion, she was trying to make a thing. I wouldn't be standing here today. Yeah, if you wouldn't have killed your head, you would have been famous.
You're right.
That's what you're saying. You know what I mean? Or Whoopi Goldberg on The View talking about the subject, saying it shouldn't be anyone's. No one should tell me what to do with my body except for me, my doctor, and my baby. Your baby? Did she just say her baby? Everybody was just like, what do you know? Your baby doesn't have it. Your baby. She's talking about her baby. Yeah. That doesn't even make any kind of sense. These are people who are advocating. Me, my doctor, and my baby. Your baby gets a vote. Your unborn clump of cells that you keep calling it gets a vote. To me, it's just. I
love how you calling it a baby. A baby, you know, is a human, right? You understand? It's life.
See how they mess up though. When these severely liberated women say something that oops. Now all of a sudden, AOC, they're all not calling people birthing persons.
Yeah, now
because they're trying to include transgender men as pregnant men. Yeah. And now all of a sudden, you shouldn't be able to tell a woman how to run her body. Oh, now they're women again. Oh. So now women can get pregnant again. It's not chest feeding and birthing persons or what do you call it, mistreating people.
When we talk about abortion, all of a sudden we're going back to women.
See how they all just kind of put their foot in their mouth when you play crazy?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so this is just what I'm saying. You know what it is. And there's this lady that's like in front of all these girls, and she's like, we're gonna go. She said, we're gonna get abortion or something. You're gonna take that, go there and suck that little sucker right out. I'll show you this video. It is crazy. But
because the baby, because they always say that the baby, their argument is that it's not really a life until it's out of your body, and it's like so the people on the other side are like, well, okay, so life begins like right at birth, so the baby's out and then it's alive. So that few seconds in, no, not alive. Few seconds in, water breaks, all that happens. You're in labor, not alive yet to you. But as soon as the baby comes out, it's life now. Yeah. This doesn't make any sense to me.
And then Elizabeth Warren gets asked, "What about late-term abortion?" And then she can't answer it because she have to say she disagrees with abortion. It's like, no, you don't. But she doesn't. She doesn't want to have to say the words out loud that this is like when you hit third trimester, and that's just, then you are just a monster. Right. At this point. That's my stance is I'm pro-life. I just really believe that you should take care of your baby. If you can't do it, there are plenty of couples out here who have been trying to have kids and can't, and they would gladly raise your child and give it the best home in the world. Like, you're not supposed to just sleep around. People think like having sex is like, it's like, people act like it's their God sometimes. Like, they can't live one moment.
Yeah.
Like, particularly women, we can live without it.
Right.
For a little while. You know what I mean? Like, we're not men. You know what I mean? But I'm saying I'm a woman that has a sex drive, and I'm saying that I can control it. And I always have been able to control it, even when I really want. You know what I mean? And so...
But it's like you're saying, though, like the Juno situation, that's a know better, do better situation.
Yeah.
So when you know better, do better. But what we're seeing is not that. What's happening right now is that people are making decisions. They have the abortion. The abortion should be your I know better now.
Yeah.
No more. But that's not what they're doing. A lot of women are still having, casual sex, and are still having unprotected sex. Forget about casual from unprotected sex. And it's like, but you're supposed to do better now. You know what I mean? So we don't have to make these, which I know, I'm sure, it's a very gut-wrenching, hard process to go through. So I would think that would change who you are, but we're seeing that the stats are showing that it's not. Stats are showing it's the birth control. That's what the stats are showing.
And with all the problem is with all the sexuality that's in pop culture, where you're just on Instagram and everybody's half naked, you know what I mean? And you got your celebrities that are always having sex, you got the Kardashians, you got all these where it's just sexually forward all the time, that these younger kids, and then we're talking about the parental rights law, and with kids talking about sexuality and from kindergarten to 3rd grade. I think these kids are just being pumped. Sex is being pumped into them daily, all day, that then they act on it.
Right.
And then someone says to them, well, but it's a different time. This, you can have an abortion. And now here we are with the with the thing, the Roe v. Wade may be overturned. You know what I mean? And it's sent back to the states, and people are getting upset with that because people realize now that if you live in a state that's a red state, you may have to make better decisions sexually.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing.
Do you guys believe in this abortion? Are you guys for it, against it? Let us know. Leave some comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. And that's it. Create a conversation that matters. Bye.